Gotten live in New York City. CB, thanks a lot. For more, let's bring in today's political panel. Republican strategist at Axiom Strategies, Erin Maguire, and Fox News contributor Richard Fowler. Welcome to both of you.
Good morning.
Good to see you, Mike.
So let's start in New York City. Here's a pitch from Zohran Mamdani to supporters, and let's give folks at home a taste. I'll get you guys to react.
It's not going to be Donald Trump. It's not going to be Bill Ackman. It's not going to be DoorDash. We will choose our mayor.
Current Mayor Eric Adams says he's staying in the race, maybe for now. How does this play out, Richard?
Look, I think at this point in time, all the polling suggests that Mamdani is going to be the next mayor of New York City, and I don't think there's much that the president can do to put his finger on the scale. Some have proposed this idea of maybe Mamdani and the president should have a debate. I don't think the president wants to debate Mamdani, and I do think if there was a debate between the two individuals, I think Mamdani would have an upper hand thinking about what the American people are concerned about. They're concerned about the cost of rent. They're concerned about the cost of child care in this moment, which for many Americans is almost a mortgage, and those are things that Mamdani is working to solve. While here in Washington, we're having a debate about tariffs, auto pens, or, the current cost of gas, which is almost $3.21 a gallon.
You mentioned polling. Let's show the audience some polling. Mamdani, 41.8% support. Cuomo, 23.4%. Sliwa at 16.5%. Mayor Adams at 8.8%. Is that why, Erin, President Trump would love to see two drop out to make it a head-to-head battle?
I think there are plenty of people who would like to see both Mayor Adams and either Curtis Sliwa or Andrew Cuomo drop out of that race. Democrats in New York refuted Andrew Cuomo. And to your point about Mamdani wanting to debate Donald Trump, let's be clear here. Zohran Mamdani might be a Democrat fever dream, but he wants to debate a man who has a job he will never be qualified to have. Zohran Mamdani can never be president of the United States. So he might think it's fun to try and swing up, but Donald Trump would be categorically swinging down here because Mamdani would have to try and defend things like legalized prostitution. Ask anybody who lived in New York City in the 1970s when sex was much more rampant in Times Square than it is right now, how they would feel about sex workers walking the same streets as children going to school in New York. He doesn't want to talk about his background of wanting to defund the police and decriminalization of drugs and safe needle use zones, which only increase the likelihood of overdoses by providing people those opportunities and not the care they need. Mamdani doesn't want that debate, but clearing this field gives at least somebody a better chance than a socialist. But it's clear New Yorkers right now, Democrats, believe that Mamdani's socialist way is the way for them, which should be a big alarm bell for all Democrats across the country.
Let me give you a chance to respond, Richard.
Well, look, I think we first have to define socialism. I think there's a lot of folks who like to throw that word around.
He defines himself that way.
No, but let's use Webster's definition because I think it's a better one, which says it's when the state owns companies. Last time I checked, this Trump administration, since he's been in office, the United States, we the people now own part of Intel. We own stocks in Intel. We own a AI company. We're working on potentially being owners of a steel company. That's the definition. That is the textbook definition of socialism. What Mamdani is talking about is actually how we keep communities safe without sending National Guards down the streets that will terrify children and terrify communities.
Final word.
If Donald Trump were to surge federal resources to New York City to support federal actions, Zohran Mamdani would be on the losing side of that because New York City would instantly become safer with illegal criminal immigrants off the street.
Oh, strong panel. Erin, Richard, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
The UK government in turmoil after the deputy prime minister's resignation. That story's next.